Welcome back, YouTube, for another performance psychology video. And today's topic is going to be on how to stop forcing trades. So definitely a good topic for a lot of you out there. I know you guys are asking some questions on this, so we're going to be touching up on it today and some of the things that I've seen that kind of help with it. All right, so before we go into it, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quote like usual. This one is going to be by Warren Buffett himself, and it goes, "The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient." Right? That is super important and very true. Again, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Very, very important to understand, right? Because a lot of times in trading, usually the ones who are patient enough to wait out specific setups and to wait out for the rules are usually the ones that benefit the most, right? So, with that said, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it. How to stop forcing trades. Now, forcing trades, the word forcing trades can be associated with a few different things. It can be associated with taking trades that don't fit your rules, over trading, taking trades with too much risk or maybe too much position size, taking trades too early or too late. Basically, in turn, what we're doing is we're imposing our will onto the market. And most successful traders, they wait for the moment when their odds are in their favor or when they have a statistical edge over the other side of the market. So basically, they wait for the market to come to them, right? Whereas when you're forcing trades, you're going to fall in line of, again, taking trades that don't fit your rules, over trading, taking trades with too much risk, too much position size, and taking trades maybe too early or too late, right? The most common reason that I see people forcing trades is usually because of their performance. Either they have taken some recent losses, right? They aren't trading as often due to many different reasons. Maybe they missed the trade they really wanted and they chased the trade trying to make up for the perceived trade they wanted, right? These are some of the most common things that I see or reasons behind why someone would force an actual trade, right? Maybe another frustration might be anticipating something before it happens. This, I think, is kind of a big one. Something like a double-edged sword here because, yes, we map out the plan, which in turn we are in anticipation of the move from the market based on our plan. However, the key here to focus on is to allow the market to lead us, right? Instead of us trying to lead the market. And so when I say anticipate in anticipation of a move could be a frustration. I mean that you're anticipating it so much that you emotionally get on it because, or maybe too early because you feel that you're going to miss out on the trade instead of allowing the actual price action to build some type of structure and lead you into the actual trade based off of your rules and criteria of entering, right? And so again, with anticipation, sometimes this could be a frustration because we get ahead of ourselves and take the trade too early than we actually should. No matter what we do know is that overtrading is a problem. We force trades, we try to make something from nothing, and in the end, we're usually further from our goals than we started. And at the end of the day, we are the cause. Hence that saying that they have, which is learning to live at cost. Here's the hardest part of being a successful trader, that it requires us to control our wants, our desires, and our emotions as price action moves. As we are up against other competitive traders, as we see other traders making money, and we are just sitting on the sidelines patiently waiting for a setup. As we are surrounded by others' emotions making us want to impulsively get in. I mean, literally, the list could go on, right? But when we force a trade, we are putting ourselves and our desires to make money ahead of our desire to follow our rules and do our job, right? And that's very important. When we force that trade, remember, when we force the trades, we're putting our desires to make money ahead of our desire to follow our rules and do our job. And the important thing here to understand is it's not about making money. Yes, in a sense, you do want to make money so you can sustain yourself by day trading. But the goal here is not about the actual outcome, right? It's about the process. Are you following your rules? Are you doing your job? Are you taking better trades, right? Are you staying away from the trades of uncertainty, the ones that you understand that you're not really good at recognizing, right? And then you're following those rules so that you are able to take your best trade setups each and every time consistently. Right? That's the goal here. The goal is not to actually make money, but it's to become a better trader. Now, how do we overcome forcing trades? The most effective way to resolve this problem, I think, is by defining specific situations that provides a reliable opportunity and have the patience to wait that out. Use very specific rules as part of our trading strategy. As we continue to follow our rules, we soon create a habit, and a good habit, and those habits are very hard to break, right? And these habits are what is going to help us achieve that long-term success. So let's sum it up for you guys just a little bit. The correct trading rules become the correct trading actions, and those correct trading actions build strong habits, and those strong habits, they lead into long-term success, right? But let's just wait for a moment here. If it were just as easy as using rules, I think everyone at this point would be millionaires. But the reality is that it's not. The challenge is when we try to force ourselves to follow those rules each time. Yes, it's exhausting going back and forth on the charts and your checklist, going back and forth between the two. So how do we make following rules a little bit easier? By repetition. It's like learning to brush your hair or your teeth or dribble a basketball or throw a football or kick a soccer ball or swing a golf club or play a video game or even get up for work or for school at the same time every single morning. It's difficult and maybe even uncomfortable at first, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes, right? And at one point, it becomes a habit that actually takes no thought. And that's the key to this, is that you want to make it become a habit where you're not really thinking about it. Just like driving, right? You have to learn the size of the car and how hard you have to press on the gas pedal and the brake pedal, right? You have to learn a lot of different things about the car, but the more you do it by repetition, the better you become at it, right? And at one point, you're no longer forcing the thought of how to get from point A to point B, but it becomes thoughtless at one point. To the point sometimes when you're driving, I know I do this, is that when you're driving, you don't even recognize what you did in between to get you from point A to point B, right? It's just you're doing it by habit and by feel, and it's you're just naturally taking yourself to the place you need to go, right? So here's a couple things that I like to do to help me avoid forcing trades. I'll give you guys some tips here. I like to list my entry rules in order of how I like to use them, right? I like to have a daily routine that has reading your rules before you begin trading, right? I like to visualize the perfect setup even when it's not happening, right? That's a huge one for me, is visualize exactly what I want to see even though it's not actually happening, right? Because I visually in my mind see the actual trade play out the way that I want to see it play out. So when it actually starts to formulate, I'm no longer hesitating to actually take the trade. I can already see what's going to happen, right? I like to have an alarm clock every 30 minutes to review my rules. And at the end of the day, I like to take the time out each day to compare my trades to my rules, and then use a grading system to see if I actually follow those actual rules, right? So I can keep that consistency in line. So I can make sure that I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing, right? I also have a checklist regarding my emotions, right? My increase of heart rate, my shallow breath, tunnel vision, tightening muscles, feeling hot. Usually those types of emotions are the emotions I like to identify or become aware of, right? Those are usually the emotions that get me into impulsive trades that usually tend not to work out for me, right? So these are some of the things I like to use, to help me avoid forcing trades. But, hopefully these tips help you guys out and get you guys on the right track of actually trading and avoiding forcing yourself into trades you shouldn't be in, right? But yep, that sums it up for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, if you guys did like this video, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you guys are, really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and feel free to pop them here on YouTube, and I'll get back to you guys. You guys take care. You guys have a great day.